Continue to stream in, we will go ahead and get started. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the sixth Lunch and Learn, newly established for this year's Partners in Giving campaign. We are so glad you all could join us today. Partners in Giving continues to celebrate their 50th year anniversary, and that's 50 years of caring, so your support is greatly appreciated. Just a few housekeeping items before we get started. Please make sure your microphones are muted during the presentation. There'll be time for Q&A at the end where you can either raise your hand and I will call on you, or you can use the chat feature and I will assist in reading your question to our guest speakers. Now on to today's session. This week's focus topic is Children and Family Services, and we have three presenters from three different charities. Our first will be Tracy from Feed My Starving Children. Feed My Starving Children is an organization that believes hope starts with food. As a Christian nonprofit, Feed My Starving Children is dedicated to seeing every child whole in body and spirit. They work with food distribution partners that stay with communities for the long haul, empowering them to move from relief to development. So Tracy will provide more insight onto that organization. Our next presenters will be Stephanie and Karen from Love Inc. Love Inc. is a grassroots organization founded by individuals with disabilities and their families. They work toward disability inclusion and justice for all through supporting families and individuals to live their dreams. And our last presenter today will be Amy from National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. This organization honors Americans' fallen firefighters, assists their families with scholarships and emotional support programs, and provides training for fire service and builds national memorial parks. With that, I will hand it over to Tracy to get us started.
Good morning. Thank you, Kristen. And I'm very happy to be here with you guys today. Thanks for the opportunity to be here. I've worked with Feed My Starving Children for the past 13 years as a volunteer. And I've gone on a food in action trip with them to Guatemala to actually see the food delivered into the hands of children around in Guatemala. I've had an opportunity to be part of the Speakers Bureau now for several years, where we do these kind of things and talk to people like yourselves and explain what Feed My Starving Children does. I'm going to start with a quick video, if I can get the right screen to come up here, and then I'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more.
Imagine a world without hunger. This is the world we dream of. A world where bright futures are the norm, where children, families, and communities thrive. But every year, millions of children are still dying from preventable causes, such as pneumonia, diarrhea, malaria, and undernutrition. Hunger causes nearly half of deaths in children under 5 years old. In spite of all this, we know that hope is not lost. It starts with food, and it starts with all of us. We believe in feeding kids. As a Christian nonprofit, we're dedicated to seeing every child whole in body and spirit. Nutrition allows children to grow, thrive, and develop to their full potential. We believe in feeding spirits of children around the world and volunteers and donors. We love like Jesus, with abandon because he first loved us. We believe our lives are made better when we give our time and resources to help others. We believe in empowering communities, that all people deserve the dignity of self-reliance. We work with food distribution partners that stay with communities for the long haul, empowering them to move from relief to development. Imagine a world without hunger. It's not just a dream, it's a possibility. And it's because of you.
Hopefully that gives you a little bit of a sense of Feed My Starving Children and our global impacts around the world. We the problem, or as an overview, as Kristen said, we are a Christian organization, but we don't require people to be a Christian to get our food. The food goes around the world to a lot of different people. The challenge is that 1 in 9 goes hungry every day. With that, our heartache is to try to address that. We estimate that over 6,200 children die each day because of related to undernutrition. They may have some food, they may not have any, or they just may be under nutrition situation. Our solution is to give them nutritious food. We worked with Cargill and some local organizations here in Minnesota where our corporate headquarters are. We also have locations in around the country in different locations, down in Texas, some, Chicago, and here in the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul area. Plus we do mobile pack events around the country. And this is exactly what it looks like when what these children are holding. It's a package of Manapak rice. We're 100% donor funded. We get no government aid. All the donors' investments go into children's futures. About 24 cents covers the cost of one meal. Our meal formula, we have Manapak rice, which is the main focus. It has vegetables, soy, rice, and a nutritious ingredient or two that add to what children need. We also have a couple of formulas, potato D and potato W. Potato D is for children who are experiencing diarrhea, of one of the causes of a lot of deaths around the world. Potato W are for new babies where they are still being weaned from their mother. And so it's a special package, each one formulated specifically for needs. We give our food through distribution partners around the world. We donate the meals to selected missions and humanitarian organizations that pay for the shipping. So we provide the food through funding from people like yourselves, from generous donors. And since 2009, Feed My Starving Children has sent food to over 215 partners, 106 countries around the world. I'll give you a sense of that global footprint. We have partners in all of these locations where these dots are.
Tracy, sorry to jump in quick and stop you, but we're still seeing your YouTube screen if you want to switch back.
Oh, I am so sorry.
No, you're okay. You're good.
Are we back to it?
We are. Yep.
Okay. I'm going to do one quick follow-up to see what you didn't see. Our meal formulas, our food distribution partners, and then our map, our partner map of around the world. So in all these countries where those dots are, we have partners who help distribute the food. This is an amazing system. 99.8% of all of the shipments we send around the world actually gets to each one of these locations. Feed My Starving Children has had a wonderful record of being fiduciaries with what they've been given to distribute around the world, and they do a great job of getting it there, actually. One particular country that we've all been focusing on for the last few months is Ukraine. Feed My Starving Children in just 2022 has sent over 4.4 million meals through our partners in and around Ukraine. As I mentioned earlier, I got to go follow this, and I got to go to Guatemala in 2019. This is me over in the corner, left-hand corner with my twins hat on. And I got to see this box of food that came from the very site where I go and volunteer to pack food. This is from Coon Rapids, Minnesota. That's what the CR means. I can even know that this was the second shift of the day on May 8th of 1918. And it was packed there, 36 bags of food, 216 meals in that box. And it was such an awesome experience to see these children actually eating food that I may have actually packed. The children love it. They come in with their plates and their bowls, and they get a nutritious meal. Families take food away, and the kids thrive because they have food that is nutritious and provided each day. They don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from. As a case of Emmanuel is in Uganda. Emmanuel, when Feed My Starving children first became in contact with him, this is what he looked like on the left. After eating the Feed My Starving Children food, this is what he looks like at age 5. So age 2 to age 5, and going well and continuing to thrive as a young man. Some highlights from 2021 and 22, we produced more than 398 million meals. We fed more than a million children for a full year. If you're familiar with the Charity Navigator 4-star system, Feed My Starving Children has been a recipient of that for 16 consecutive years. I mentioned that the meals get to their destination, and they spend more than 90% of the donations directly on the feeding programs. Packing, people come and they volunteer their time, and they pack vitamins, veggies, soy, and rice in locations around the country, and they have a wonderful time doing it. It's a great feeling, actually. I have been known to actually have my birthday at Feed My Starving Children a few times, and it's been a great time. This was one of the groups of people that I got pulled together for, I think it was my 50th birthday, and I almost got 50 people there for that, but we had a wonderful time packing. It's the kind of organization that people want to do some unique things to try to raise money for this. Myself, I run triathlons, and I was there actually in the Madison area in September, and I did an Ironman 70.3 race. And I used that opportunity to reach out to my friends and family and coworkers and get money donations for Feed My Starving Children. We were able to raise $10,000, and it was a wonderful experience. Feed My Starving does turn hunger into hope. People volunteer to pack meals, they donate. We also have a marketplace. If you're looking for some Christmas gifts and you want to have some uniquely qualified or some unique gifts that are created by artisans around the world, check out Feed My Starving Children's marketplace. You can access that online. Last, if I can make my one, I'm going to leave you with one more short video. Hang on, I got to get the right one.
Sometimes it seems like the world is on fire, but despite disasters, conflict, poverty, and hunger, hope is greater.
Are you seeing that, by the way?
No, sorry, I was just gonna jump in.
Okay.
We're only hearing it.
Hang on, we'll get there.
Sometimes it seems like the world is on fire, but despite disasters, conflict,
Tracy, you're still not
poverty,
sharing.
and hunger, hope is greater. You
Okay,
need
hang
to
on.
charge
If you want to send me the
One
link,
more.
I can drop it in the chat too. Oh, now you're good.
hunger, hope is greater. You lead the charge here at home to make a difference across the globe. You ignite a spark in others. Without you regularly packing meals, without your lemonade stand, without your monthly giving, without your legacy giving, we wouldn't be FMSC. Hope is greater because of you.
Again, thank you, and I will pass the baton to the next person.
All right. Hi there, everyone. I'm Stephanie Prim, and I'm here today with Karen Cady, my colleague. And we are representing both our organization, which is Living Our Visions Inclusively, but we're also here representing the other members of our umbrella organization, which is Access to Community Services. So Access to Community Services is a group of organizations that provide support and resources to children and adults with developmental or intellectual disabilities and their families. And we all believe that individuals with disabilities have the right to work, live, and play in our community. And most of us are based here in Madison, but work in broader areas of the state. So I'm just going to go through everybody real quick. So first up, we have Arts for All, and they offer art classes and other creative endeavors for folks with disabilities to a statewide audience. And it's an opportunity for folks to explore their creativity. Avenues to Community works to ensure people with disabilities have the opportunity to lead self-determined lives. And they work specifically with children who receive services through long-term care for kids. So these are children with lifelong disabilities that require daily care and services. We're also representing Goodwill Industries, and their mission is to help people achieve their highest level of independence through the power of work. So people with disabilities often are seen as clients, but not necessarily as contributors, but Goodwill and another organization that we're here representing, Pathways, provide support for folks with disabilities to work and earn income, pay taxes, and become more self-sufficient that way. So like I said, Pathways provides similar services, making sure that people with disabilities can achieve employment. We also include Special Olympics, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with. They provide sports training for folks with disabilities and competitive sports, which includes their own version of the Olympics, which happens actually immediately following there's the regular Olympics, the Paralympics, and then Special Olympics also tends to follow that schedule. But they have a lot of opportunities for folks to focus on their health and well-being, as well as building community and friendships with one another. And then we also are here today representing Wisconsin Badger Camp, which is an opportunity for children and adults with disabilities to attend a camp setting, summer camp, where they can be connected more to the natural world and experience and explore the outdoors. It's also an opportunity for families and caregivers to receive a bit of a break from ongoing caregiving duties, or maybe even spend some more time with the siblings of their children with disabilities, so that the family can kind of reconnect. And then Karen and I are here representing Love Inc., or Living Our Visions Inclusively, and we work to unite people with developmental disabilities to engage and build their best lives. We've been around since 2008. We were founded by a group of families and individuals with disabilities. We've always had a focus on sustaining inclusion throughout the lifespan. So individuals with disabilities finish school, but they continue to want to be engaged in their community in the same ways that the rest of us do. In 2019, we expanded to include more children and youth with disabilities and their families. And I'll share a little bit about some of the work we're doing in that arena. So with children and families, we're really focusing on building power for families to support collective action. So oftentimes families who have a loved one with a disability, they're dealing with a lot of agencies and paperwork and things that are overwhelming and confusing, and they can feel kind of isolated and especially powerless to navigate through these complex systems. And so we support families by bringing them together and providing respite and engaging activities for their children while we're doing that. So we have an organization or a program called Super Familias, and next year it's actually going to be merging into the Colectivo de Familias Latinas, and we're going to be partnering with 2 organizations that are Latino-led, and continuing to expand our outreach to Latino families that have children and youth with disabilities. We know from a lot of research that they experience quite a bit of disparity in both healthcare and other services related to their disabilities. And so we're hoping to help address that through that work. We also provide a family navigator for those families. And we've also been using the family navigator model in working with tribal families. We have a partnership for the last 4 years now with Ho-Chunk Nation and their tribal members who are spread throughout this great state. And that's been an opportunity, again, to kind of address some of the disparities that our tribal neighbors experience when accessing services and resources. And then we've also expanded one of our longest existing programs, which is the Bridge Builder Project, to working more specifically with youth, and that's here in the Dane County area. We also have an office in the Milwaukee area. So I want to just thank you for investing your time and resources into nonprofits like Love Inc. and Access to Community Services. We're very grateful for the Partners in Giving campaign and for the support of people like you making the time on a busy day to come and listen to us. So thank you. I'll pass it on to Amy, I believe.
Okay. Thank you. I've got my eye on the clock here. So I again want to reiterate that I appreciate the invitation to be here today. And I thank you to everyone who's attending to learn more about all the wonderful nonprofits. There's so many to choose from. It's hard to make a decision about where your money goes, but I don't think you can choose wrongly. So whoever you decide to support, your money will go to a great cause. My cause is the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation, and we have a mission that is sort of threefold. It is to honor and remember America's fallen fire heroes, to provide resources to assist their families in rebuilding their lives after the death of a loved one, and to work within the fire service community to reduce firefighter deaths and injuries. I'd like to show you just a short recap illustrating that memorial piece that their mission refers to. We maintain a memorial park up in Emmitsburg, Maryland. We're a national organization. We serve people all over the country, but the memorial happens to be located in Emmitsburg. Once a year, we fly all the families of fallen firefighters who've died in the line of duty to come to Emmitsburg to participate in a Memorial Weekend event where their loved one is inducted into the memorial. It sort of marks the beginning of their journey with us, with our foundation that will last a lifetime. So Kristen, could you please play that first video link I sent? Is there audio on that? I can't hear it.
Sorry, was the audio not working? Let me check. What did that disappear?
I didn't hear it. Did anybody else hear it?
No, it's not working.
Okay. Shoot, that was working when we start. Oh, there we go. Let me try that again.
Thank
Sorry
you.
about that.
Welcome to the 2022 National Fallen Firefighters Memorial Weekend.
And I love you, I love you, I love you like never before.
Our nation recognizes your sacrifice. It is through you, the keeper of their memory, that they live on.
Let me zoom in on him. My name is Cherry Hills. My husband was Bud Hills. I miss him so much. There isn't a day that doesn't go by that I don't think about him. It's my first thoughts in the morning and my last thoughts in the evening.
You raise me up.
These firefighters chose to walk a path paved with danger and uncertainty, adversity and sacrifice for the greater good.
To more than I can be.
That one says great catch. You know why? Daddy liked the fish.
Cause now's all there is, so peaceful and still. And now you don't worry about what's happened or what will. Cause now never ends, and now's never been. And all of your answers lie waiting for you here.
Thank you, Kristen. That gets me every time. It's a very emotional weekend. And that sort of highlights the beginning of the journey of the families with us. We're running short on time. I have another quick video that I'd like to show you that represents the rebuilding journey that takes place after the memorial. Kristen, would you please play that next clip? And then I'll wrap up quickly.
Welcome to camp! Welcome to camp! Welcome to camp!
The camp meets you at your level.
Hi, Kara.
And it helps the kids be what they want to be and feel how they want to feel.
This is going to be the next obstacle on American Ninja.
Nice.
Can you make it to the next one? All right, good job.
My oldest hadn't really expressed any emotion towards the loss of his stepdad until after camp.
Hey, little buddy, let me see you sizzle. Sizzle, 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 sizzle.
We were coming up on the 1 year mark when we came to camp the first time, and he finally opened up and felt things he hadn't allowed himself to express before.
Brown squirrel, shake your bushy tail.
Thank you to everyone who's allowed for my family and other families of fallen firefighters.
My dad very loves me and I miss him.
To give these opportunities to make it possible for these children to have the opportunity to go to these camps.
We're going to be using our feelings flashcards. Delighted or disgusted?
Camp's great. It's really fun. It's nice to come here, get the relief off, and just get to have fun.
See you, bud. High five.
Tell me you had a nice time.
See you again at camp.
It's a fantastic weekend with some absolutely incredibly courageous and strong kids.
When you send one kid to camp, you can make a lifetime of difference.
Thank you very much. So one of our programs is the Hal Bruno Kids Camp. We also offer lots of support groups. We offer them through Zoom and also in person. So if people live in faraway places, they have a chance to participate. It's very helpful for children to be able to socialize with people who have had similar experience as they do. So it sort of takes away that stigmatization that loss of a loved one can leave you with, and help them survive and thrive in their new family reality. So if you choose to donate to us, you can earmark your gifts for children's camps. You can earmark your gifts towards scholarships for the children of fallen firefighters. You can give to our general fund. But I hope you learn more about us. Please go to our website, and you can always contact us for any additional information you might like. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tracy, Stephanie, Karen, and Amy. I will open it up here quick to see if anyone has a question. With that, again, thank you, speakers, and thank you all for attending today's Lunch and Learn. We do have another Lunch and Learn next Tuesday from 11:30 to 12 with our focus topic being environment. So thank you all for joining us today and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.